Paris, a city famous for so many things. Its passion and perfect climate for the arts is what brings me here. I'm on my way to meet one of the most critically acclaimed dance sensations in the international arts world, Akram Khan. His meteoric rise in the world of dance has resulted in sparkling collaborations with the biggest names in music, stage and film. He's now one of the hottest, most talked about dancer choreographers in the world.
It was wonderful. It's a good mixture of music, dance. Fabulous.
It's a very powerful piece.
So, the show they're talking about is 0 Degrees, Akram's latest collaboration with dancer, choreographer Siddhi Larbi Chikawi, musician Nitin Sawhney, and sculptor Anthony Gormley. It's already travelled the world. London, Sydney, Paris. Last year, the show was nominated for a Laurence Olivier Award, and it's now back in Paris for its second run at the prestigious Theatre de Ville.
The first time I saw Akram Khan, I was immediately seduced by the show. It was very beautiful, very clear, with something sharp and definitive, so it was very beautiful.
If it wasn't for your hyperactivity at the age of 7, do you think you would still have become a dancer? Because your mother put you into dance classes, didn't she, so that you would contain your energy?
That is true. And I was very... but I used to be... She used to see me dancing under the influence of watching Thriller, you know, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan. So from there, she kind of felt like, well, you know, he needs to learn... I think he needs to kind of let out his energy, because I used to break things all the time.
How would you describe yourself, then, as a contemporary Kathak dancer? Or, I mean, you follow so many forms. Who are you? What are you?
When we first started the company, I was calling myself a dancer. But I feel more responsible as the choreographer now, because I'm making... I think it's about the vision that matters more to me than me necessarily performing on stage.
How do we describe 0 Degrees? There's mime in it, there's Kathak. Is it dance theatre?
I like it when you don't pin it. One of the things that I'm fascinated by is how a visual artist can come and still get something from it than a dance audience. If we talk about a quartet of a collaboration, then I would say we are the quartets. Myself, Siddhi Larbi, Anthony Gormley and Nitin Sawhney. And so, because of their vision and their experience being portrayed in the work, it can't be just regarded as dance.
Suddenly I realized how vulnerable I felt, because if that passport disappears, where is my proof of identity? They could just say I'm Bangladeshi, I'm a bandit, this was... It's amazing how much a passport holds, how much power a passport holds.
How long does it take you to become synchronized like that?
Well, for 5 minutes is 3 weeks. Basically, it takes a while to get, you know, to get on the same wavelength and to... It's like a score, it's like a musical score.
Don't upset me, don't even grab my attention, because you will feel the consequences. Actually, that kind of...
0 Degrees is based on an actual experience Akram went through whilst travelling from Bangladesh to India. The performance follows the story of a train journey Akram and his cousin took, along with a dead man.
It's about transitions from borders. It's about cultural identities, but it's also about the movement from life and death, from 2 beats between 2 spaces. It's about the in-between space between everything.
I've never seen a dead body, so it's the first time I see a dead body out, so I'm like, we've got to do something. We've got to tell the police. And suddenly you hear the screaming. At the same time, you hear the screaming lady come past you, saying, please, please, my husband has just died. Will somebody help me take him off the train? Please, will somebody help? And she's screaming.
The woman who came, his wife, said, could you help me take this man off the train? And, you know, my cousin grabbed me and said, don't touch him. Don't even put your hands on his body, because if you touch him, then the police will... Yes, of course. And that's why nobody else was touching him, out of fear of getting the finger pointed at them. And so I didn't. Each time I do the piece and I say the story, it's almost like a therapy.
What's your your fascination with sculptures?
But what's interesting, especially in the theatre, is when you put them in the space, and when we leave in the end, and you just have these two dummies remaining, sometimes they're more powerful than us being there with those dummies.
Do you think the fact that you both have a duality, you're half Moroccan, half Flemish, Akram has dual parts to him as well, does that bring you close together?
What we do have in common is that we're both raised Muslim, and that we know the same prayers, and also there is a kind of Western point of view of what Islam is at this point. I feel like sometimes in the media, sometimes it's extremely simplified, and there is just one color, and on that level, I think we wanted to at least you know, be another face for what can come out of this.
Akram's recent collaboration with Kylie Minogue involved choreographing 4 songs for her Showgirl tour, set in an Indian temple scenario where Kylie is reborn.
She spoke to me about what she wants to try and do, and how she was in Sri Lanka for a holiday and meeting these children on the beach, and she wanted to learn a bit of dancing, and so they're telling her off and correcting her, not knowing who she is. She found it beautiful. Well, I was a huge fan of her when I was young, and
musically or acting?
No, just her. You know, I was a teenage boy, and you know, I watched Neighbours every day, just for her. I didn't care about the soap. But come the day I meet her, which I never imagined, she came into the studio, she saw the rehearsal, she was so wonderful. What I saw in her was this fragility and strength at the same time.
You've collaborated with a lot of interesting people. You have an MBE, you have a dance school named after you, you have a dance company. That's not to rule out all the productions you've done, and now you're about to conquer the country with the biggest population in the world, China.
It's wonderful because I have this opportunity to work with the National Ballet of China, taking 4 or 5 of their dancers and 4 or 5 of mine, and Nitin Sawhney's just agreed to do the music, so it's wonderful because it's, again, this relationship we're constantly building, and so I'm really excited about these 2 projects which will premiere in 2008.
So the question is, can he capture the audiences in China the way he has done here in Paris and just about everywhere else? Watch this space.